Hello friends, this is Kristi, and I'm here with you to take a little break from the stress, the worry, the isolation that all of us are experiencing right now. What I'd like for us to do is to spend a half hour calming our central nervous systems and gently moving our bodies. This will help us become more present, clearer minded, and my hope is that that will help us proceed with the rest of our day with more loving energy. Because I know that you've experienced that when you've become very present, you feel loving. So that's my aim today for all of us. All right, let's sit down. As you can see, I'm just in a firm chair. So find your seat. We'll be in the chair throughout the whole practice today. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. Be comfortable. We'll begin with putting our attention in our feet, and feel free to close your eyes during this practice so that you can focus more clearly. So we'll begin by pressing our toes. You remember this, we press into the toes and then we raise the toes. So just very gently beginning to activate the leg muscles. Very slowly beginning to stimulate circulation. But really, the main purpose of this very small exercise is to begin to focus your mind. So let's all close our eyes, if you haven't been, and put our attention in the toes. Moving, pressing, and then raising. Very good. Pause for a moment. Now we'll raise our heels, so we're going up on our toes, lowering, and now raising our toes in the front of our feet by pressing into our heels. So back and forth, raising the heels, lowering, raising the front of the feet, pressing into the heels. So let's just go back and forth at your own pace. Paying attention to your legs. Noticing the muscles that are being used for these two different movements. On one hand, we have the calves working, and on the other, we have the calves stretching. So they contract, and then they are stretched. As you're working today in this practice, try to keep your mouth closed so that we're breathing through our nostrils. It's a good practice all the time, actually, especially now when there are many more germs in the air. The nose helps to filter. But also, it's the way our body was designed, is to breathe primarily through the nose. And the mouth is just our backup when our noses are plugged. All right, let's rest the legs and feet for just a moment. Adjust your body again. Make sure that you haven't begun slumping, so we're sitting up tall. Plant your left leg and foot right now and extend your right leg firm the right leg and very gently begin rotating. I'm going to raise this up so you can see what I'm doing. Rotating our ankle gently in one direction. And as you do that, try to keep your leg still. I had to move a little bit slightly because I have the bed in front of me here and I was touching it. Rotate in the other direction. So I'm filming this in my bedroom. Good, and rest. We'll shift to the other leg. I'm shifting on an angle because of my position here, but you can stay straight ahead. Plant the right leg and foot, extend the left. Yeah, I have a big basket on my bed and my phone is propped into a little handle of the basket. Rotating the left ankle, trying to keep the left leg still. Again, keep the body upright and firm. Let's rotate in the other direction now. Sorry, the angle isn't wide enough for me to show you everything here, but I know you know what we're doing. Okay, and rest. Throughout today's practice, rest at any time that you need to. I will suggest times when I need to rest or when I think it's a good time to rest, but you feel free to take it whenever you need to. Okay, switching back to the right leg again, plant the left, and we're going to point and flex. Point and flex, okay? So at your own pace, pointing and flexing the right ankle, pointing the toes, and then pulling back. Just noticing the effect this is having on the leg. Very good. And always we want to keep the torso upright. We're not just exercising our foot here, we're strengthening our core. Good. All right, let's switch to the other leg now. Pointing and flexing the left. Again, try to keep the leg firm, the body firm, upright. Pointing and flexing. All of us are indoors much more than usual. We're moving, walking much less. So keeping our ankles limber is important right now. Good. And feet down. Becomes square in your chair. Sit for just a moment. What we're going to do next is a seated jog. None of us are jogging right now. Well, I guess maybe there's a few people out there. Ingrid, I'm sure, is out jogging. So let's hang on to your chair somewhere, around the seat or the legs, whatever you can reach. Lift your chest, pull in your abdomen lightly, and let's begin with really small steps. You know, we're pitter-pattering and small movements, fairly quick movements. And we have to keep our torso firm to help out here. Otherwise, this can hurt the lower back with all this weight we're lifting. You know, that's the heaviest part of our bodies, and we're lifting it quickly. All right, rest. Go ahead and relax back for this rest. Okay, now let's slide forward. Slide forward. We're coming into seated mountain pose, so adjust your buttocks, adjust your sitting bones, adjust the placement of your feet and legs. You know how to do this. Feet should be parallel. go ahead and, make these adjustments throughout the practice, because we tend to lose, we'll lose our posture as time goes on. It just happens. All right, so sitting up squarely, firmly, hands on your knees or thighs, wherever they land nicely. Lift the chest. Envision your shoulder blades, find them, and see if you can just let them slide down a little bit more on your back. Engage your abdomen lightly and close your eyes. We'll rest for a moment. Be still and solid like a mountain. Very good. All right, let's bring our legs a little bit closer together now. We're going to do something slightly different than we usually do. So plant your left leg and hang on to your seat, your chair somewhere. And what we're going to do is we're bending the knee, lifting the right knee just a little bit. You can see it, mine's just coming up, I don't know, maybe 4 or 6 inches. We're lifting it, holding in the abdomen as we do so. We're pressing into the left foot. And this is a balance pose, as well as a strengthening pose. We're using this right thigh muscle to hold up. The core is doing some work here. If you're feeling tired, if you're straining, then lower the leg and rest. But if you're okay, let's stay on for another few seconds. All right, and rest. Rest in seated mountain. Close your eyes. Breathe fully through your nostrils. Give yourself some big breaths whenever you need it. All right, we'll balance on the other leg now. So again, adjust your sitting. We'll plant the right leg. Hang on. Firm the torso, lift the chest, lift the left leg, bent knee. Press into the right leg, let it help you out. Lower your shoulders. I just noticed I had mine raised. If yours are raised, lower them. Breathe. We tend to breathe when we do these sorts of holds, I've noticed. All right, and rest. Whew. Adjust yourself. Hang on with your right hand. I know I'm going to be the opposite of you, but you're okay. You know. This happens in class too, right? Raise the left. We're going to stretch and do our crescent. This is the crescent moon. Just a slight lean to the right, reaching tall with our left arm. And really take some deep breaths through your nose here so that you can really open the left rib cage here. We're stretching those intercostal muscles that really get cramped and crunched up with the amount of sitting we do. Okay, now lower. When we're sitting and we're not exerting ourselves very much, we breathe small. And so we don't get that expansion that is important. All right, adjust yourself again. Hang on with your left hand this time. Raise the right. Get tall. You get tall first, and then you do a very slight bend to the left. Keep reaching. Breathe deeply. Again, breathe deeply, and then on your exhale, then lower. Good. Feel tall. Very good. Okay, adjust yourself. Widen your stance for this next one. Press into your feet. We're going to raise both arms straight up overhead. Again, have your legs wide. Reaching with both arms up, palms facing each other. Really try to get tall here. Again, we're making space that has been crunched. So reach. You might even reach with one arm and then the other, almost like you're climbing a rope. Just do that a couple times. Good. Let's interlace our hands while we're up here, and then see if you turn them and press the palms back up again, so that the palms are as if they're pressing against the ceiling. Very good. And then open the arms out and down. And then let's sit back, rest for a moment. Whoops, I got this plant sort of too close. All right, I think we're going to have to move that for this next exercise. Yeah. All right, so place your hands on your shoulders. Adjust your seat so that you're not slumping. Lift the torso. Let's do some gentle circles with our elbows and emphasize circling back. Okay, I've said this many times that what we're trying to do is counteract the forward sitting that we do. You know, the shoulders come forward, the upper back stretches across and gets overstretched, and the pectoral muscles, our chest muscles, shorten. So here's where we're trying to stretch these pectoral muscles, and meanwhile, when we go back, we're engaging those upper shoulder muscles. Okay, bring your shoulder blades towards one another and down. Yeah, this should feel pretty good. I mean, probably getting a little tired. I'm feeling it too, so let's rest. Yeah, there's some nice heat in the shoulders now. That's good. Keep resting. And as you rest, notice there's increased energy in the body, right? There's heat in the body. You can maybe feel like a little stimulation through the body. That's nice. All right, just do some gentle shoulder rolls back now. So this is an alternative I should have shown first maybe. If that's hard to do, those bent elbow shoulder rolls that we just did, those circles, then just lift and then roll back your shoulders. You know, your arms can just be hanging. This feels really good and does a very similar thing that we were attempting. Okay, now we'll do our splash overs. Remember, we extend our arms out in front of us, palms up, sit tall and firm, press into the floor with your feet, and let's just splash the water over our shoulders. Now this is moving our shoulder joints in a slightly different direction than we were previously, exercising our elbow joints too. And I learned this from somebody who led a Qigong exercise, and this is also an energizing pose where we're bringing energy, you know, from out there and washing ourselves with it. And if you imagine that, you can almost feel it, you know. I like to think of it as water. All right, good. Let's come out and rest in the seated mountain pose. So coming out to the edge of your seat again. Fixing your seat. Having width or a stance of your legs that feels comfortable, however wide feels good to you. Lift the torso, and we're going to just sit for a moment here. Close your eyes and just breathe. Hopefully you can sense just a little more space in the body because we've opened it up. All right, we're going to do a little more opening with a cobra. We'll do this, I'll show you a couple different ways. One is to extend the arms out and behind us. We're basically just pushing our chest forward, bringing our shoulder blades together, so, just this. And that might just be perfect for some of you. That actually does feel very good. You can also hang on to your chair. Like mine seems to be in just the right spot that I can hold on to the chair and lift the chest more, engaging the upper back. The other, if you have room behind you, you can clasp your hands and then bring them down. So either way works great. So find which position feels good, and we're going to hold it. I know some of you have already been holding it for several seconds, so we're going to do it for 15 more seconds. If you can do it, if it's too much, then just release. Okay, we've got 5 more seconds to go. Hold in your abdomen lightly, 2, and release. Ooh, yeah, just rest. I can really feel that stretch in my upper chest and shoulders. So resting. I miss you guys. We'll be together again soon. All right, this next pose is our warrior pose. And we don't have our block to support our knee as usual, so we each have to modify slightly, in whatever way is needed. I'm going to show you a few variations. So, number 1, we all turn in our chairs, okay? And then we hang on to the back. So everybody does that. And so I'm here, you can see my leg is just bent minimally here. It's not back, it's sort of forward bent. So one version is to hang on and raise the arm and just really reach. You might even do a slight back bend here. Okay, so that's one version. We're making space in the front body. Another is to see if you can slide. You can see I'm sliding my foot back. I'm aiming to have my knee facing the floor straight so that the thigh is straight down. Okay, so see if that's possible for you. Again, hang on. I almost felt tippy there. So you hang on. My toes are pressing in the back there. I'm pressing into the front, stretching forward. And this alone is good. I'm feeling a stretch along the front body. If I want to, I can add a little more stretch, just reaching straight up or slightly arching back if that feels comfortable. Okay, and I know some of you might be able to even slide the foot further back so that you get more of an angle of this thigh. If you like to, you can do that. In fact, you might just sit like that and not even have the arm. And if you are able to stretch that leg back, tighten your buttocks muscle. Okay, and again, if any of you out there can get the full arm up and all, great. It's not an easy pose. I'm feeling it. Okay. If you're comfortable holding it a few more seconds, feel free. You can reduce the pose a little bit, lower the arm, release the leg a little bit. All right, and then gradually just slide yourself back around. Just have a slight pause in the center. Then we'll switch to the other side, and now I think you probably know which version feels good to you. So do what feels right. Maybe it's sitting like this and reaching up. Maybe you can straighten your thigh a little more and your knee is facing down. Maybe you can push the foot back further and get more of a stretch. Again, we're pressing into the front leg, hanging on firmly, lifting the torso. If you'd like to lift the arm, you can try adding that. Okay, and coming out, slowly pushing back in your seat, and time to relax. Take a moment to just sense your body. Allow the mind to become still. Feel your heart happy. Have a little smile. And close your eyes and just feel the gentle breathing of the body. Resting and feeling glad for the time you just spent. Thank you for joining me.